Hello everyone, my name's Nisha and I am the YogicAmnesiac. That's probably not the intro you were expecting to hear, but since 7up07 is out of town, I am going to be doing a few videos, or a walkthrough I guess, or let's play, of the Testament of Sherlock Holmes. I'm a huge fan of Sherlock Holmes, literally everything Sherlock Holmes, especially the stories lately I've been reading, finally, and I love them. I have played this game together, and I actually played it with Alan, and we've unlocked all of the achievements except for one of them, and I'm going to be getting that one in this playthrough. It's called the blackmail achievement. You have to blackmail 3 characters. I really hope I remember to do it. All of the other achievements I'm pretty sure you get just by playing the game normally and going through and not skipping any puzzles. I tried to check and look through the achievements, but they don't actually specifically say what you need to do, so I'm not sure about that. But I will at least be able to show you how to do the puzzles. I do plan on doing them all. Even if I have to look up a walkthrough, I'll still do them and show you how to do them. But I think I can do most of them, and I have tricks to doing a few that I'll tell you about. So this is probably my favorite Sherlock Holmes game as of recording this. When the new one comes out, I'm really excited to see that. But for now, let's play this and let's get started. So you can see it says continue. I actually started a new game a little while ago, but we're going to start a new game. This is a very talking heavy game, but I have the audio turned way down for me, so if I can't hear anything, I'm really sorry if I'm like, what is going on? But I'm going to try to turn the subtitles on so that I can read and you guys can read along too, as we get through this lovely intro. I think I have to turn the audio down even more, actually. These kids look absolutely horrific. All the other characters look okay, but these kids look really bad, I think.
Ow! Ah! What's this? No! Boop, boop. La la la.
It's our homeboy Watson up in here. Yeah, just shake him a little, see what happens.
Ooh. Oh, look! It's a book! Maybe it's a book about pirates with a treasure map. No, I don't think so. I wish that I had seen through all your lies. Oh, start from the beginning, not the middle. And so I decided to pick up my pen to relate the most disturbing episode of my life thus far.
It all began early one morning in 1898, when Sherlock Holmes invited me to accompany him on a visit to the Marquis of Conyngham.
I guess Sherlock Holmes looks pretty bad too, but not as bad as the kids.
Watson, my dear fellow, we can now go and inform the Marquis that we have found the Samoan necklace, and very much faster than Inspector Baines, too, which pleases me.
Have you really solved the theft, Holmes? And so quickly?
I have indeed, Watson. And believe me, it was completely unnecessary to spread out all over London, as our friend Baines thought was best. He likes to boast that his methods are equal to mine, but once again the outcome has contradicted him.
After all these years of accompanying you upon your investigations, I thought that by now I should be reasonably capable of following your train of thought. But in this particular case, I must admit that I don't understand anything at all.
Ah, you see, but you do not observe, Watson. There lies the difference. It is a matter of course.
A matter of course? In the middle of the night, when everyone is fast asleep, the service bell within that room rings out and alerts the servants. They dress quickly and come running. But the door is locked and there is a strong smell of burning from within. A few seconds later, the master of the house himself, the robbed Marchioness's husband, the Marquis of Conyngham, arrives and unlocks the door using the sole key. A fire has started inside the room, but they have managed to arrive in time to put it out. It is at that moment that the Marquis realizes that the famous Samoan necklace, which had been safe within its glass cabinet only a few hours earlier, has now disappeared.
In order to explain, let us confirm my theory before the arrival of Inspector Baines.
Alright, so we finally have control of Sherlock Holmes. One thing I will point out is, since I assume most of the people watching this are American, is that they say they spelled ow with an A, and they say Marquis instead of Marquis. That's all British stuff, since this is actually made by a British company, not an American one. Okay, so we're gonna walk around, I guess, at the broken showcase. I don't know why they make us so far and then make us walk right back.
This window was cut with a diamond. A clean, discreet piece of work. This is where the necklace was.
See how tiny the hole is, and not one fingerprint upon the window.
This is just,
This window.
See how...
this is just a, obviously, tutorial level that they kind of show, and they tell you what to do, and you kind of have to do things as they tell you to do them. But yeah, okay. I don't know why. I'm trying to read these for some reason.
Undoubtedly made by a diamond. Someone tried to cut the glass, but he was interrupted.
Therefore, the thief tried to escape through the window, but he was interrupted.
I feel like I'm acting like I've never played this game before. Oops.
All the windows are locked. They've not been forced.
And I will say the controls on this game are very weird and sketchy, and you like don't know what's going on half the time, and you're kind of like, oh. Oops. You can always examine or activate any of the items in your inventory by pressing Y. Yeah, I don't actually know how to examine it. I think you just, like, pick it up and it tells you what it is. Some music notes, scores from... Oh, yeah, and you can switch them by pressing the bumpers. That's right. And whichever one you have selected at the top right corner. That's right. Oh, yeah, it says that on the screen.
Let us examine the crumpled scores that have fallen off the piano.
Look for clues.
These sooty prints were left by a tiny hand.
I don't understand why these music scores are covered with soot.
No, that at the end you could see the tiny hand better. I didn't go to a very good one. We will never play this game in first person. That's almost always useless, and it makes me very nauseous. I get super sick playing in first person. Trying to play and talk at the same time is way harder than I thought it would be. Oh yeah, there is some more clues, and I know I'm missing them. Okay, there we go. We're not going to look at the fish tank yet, for reasons.
A candle. It must have fallen from the chandelier.
Actually, we can look at it now, but we'll look at it in a second.
These documents are not very interesting, even though they're addressed to the Minister of Maritime Affairs.
The Marquis himself.
Marquis.
Not very well kept, this aquarium, I can see a dead fish floating on the surface.
I want to say that's all. Oh, no, it's not. Oh, my goodness. You'll see me pressing left trigger a lot to get all these things to pop up, just because it makes it so much easier.
The chest wasn't opened. The necklace wasn't in it.
Oh, then why did we have to inspect it?
Footprints. You are not going to get on your knees to examine them.
There is no need. It is soot. The servants must have trodden in it while they were putting out the fire.
Whenever you hear that little ding and see Sherlock pop up in the corner, that means you did something right.
Heading towards his chosen escape route, probably the window, the thief knocked over the stool, which then caught fire.
But why didn't he try to put the fire out at once?
Strange. There are some objects here that have been knocked over.
The fire started here, just beneath the bell pull.
Whoever pulled the cord would have had his feet in the fire, unless it was pulled before the fire started.
When the servants arrived at the door, having been alerted by the bell, they saw evidence of the theft and the fire, but they didn't see the thief.
This door is very hard to force. The Marquis is the only person to have the key. The thief could not get out through here until eventually, when the door was opened by the servants.
This draft screen makes an ideal hiding
Thank you,
place.
Watson.
As the theft was committed at night, I conclude that the thief hid himself behind the draft screen and waited until he was alone in the room.
I think this must be it.
Strange. There aren't any prints, yet I'm sure that the thief hid here.
There we go.
Ah, Mr. Holmes, you're already here.
Good morning, Inspector. You've arrived just in time.
Scotland Yard arrives like the cavalry, always in the nick of time. Ah, but I know that satisfied expression, Mr. Holmes. Have you already solved the case?
It's possible.
We have retraced the thief's rather unusual footsteps. He is a true acrobat. But what I cannot understand is that when the servants entered the room, there was no one to be seen. An acrobat, perhaps, but an invisible one? I do not think so.
The only explanation is that the thief escaped before the servants arrived. I don't know how, but there is no other way.
Half a point for the doctor, nil for the inspector.
I am pleased to see that you find the situation amusing, Mr. Holmes. Very well then, explain.
Dr. Watson was correct when he mentioned acrobatics, but he is mistaken about the nature of the acrobat. As for you, Baines, you're quite incorrect, as the thief was in the room when the servants entered.
Explain, for heaven's sake, Mr. Holmes.
Watson, how could a thief be missed in the middle of 8 men?
I don't know. Because he is very small? Stop teasing us, Holmes.
Exactly, because he is small and remarkably agile.
You're thinking of a monkey?
And a trained monkey at that, without a doubt, a Leontopithecus rosalia from Central America. The animal had been hidden inside the room for several hours, calmly awaiting the signal from his master. Once night had fallen and the room was empty, a high-frequency whistle alerted the monkey that it was time to begin the procedure for which he had been trained. The monkey emerged from his hiding place and used the point of a diamond to open the glass cabinet and steal the necklace. He headed across to the window by the chimney, but knocked over the stool, which in turn knocked aside the fire guard and started the fire. The frightened monkey jumped from the chimney by swinging from the bell pull, thus alerting the house servants. He then went to the window and began to use his diamond to cut a hole, but was interrupted by the staff trying to gain entry via the door, and he panicked again. He ran across the piano, scattering the music scores onto the floor, before hiding inside the chandelier, knocking over a candle. Finally, the servants and the Marquis entered the room, leaving the door open while they put out the fire. It was during the confusion that our agile little thief made his escape through the doorway. As simple as that.
A brilliant explanation. Bravo, Holmes.
And the necklace?
I can see it from here, my friends. It's right in front of us.
We have searched the room from top to bottom, Holmes. How were we unable to find it?
Because we paid insufficient attention to the only victim of this affair.
What victim? No one is dead?
Yes, Watson, a poor goldfish whose destiny was to die, crushed by one of the most precious necklaces in England.
The aquarium is just beneath the chandelier. I understand.
The little monkey had likely hung the necklace around its neck and lost it when he leapt from the chandelier. The jewels fell into the aquarium, where they remain now.
Yeah, just dunk your sleeve in there.
Marquis, here is your necklace, intact, just a little wet.
Mr. Holmes, this brilliant demonstration does credit to your reputation.
Thank you so much, Marquis. Do you wish to verify the authenticity of your jewel?
No, I recognize it. I have spent many hours admiring it, you know.
Good. I will return it to its box, and...
Inspector, a bank has just been held up. You must follow me at once. Orders of Scotland Yard.
What times?
Sirs, duty calls. My regards, Marquis. And well done again, Mr. Holmes.
Their necklace is in its box. We've lost enough time here. Let's go home, Watson.
Ah, very well, as you wish. A good day to you, Marquis.
With pleasure, gentlemen. And once again, thank you.
The Marquis really looks like a modern-day hipster. But that was the tutorial, and there should be less talking. Well, it's a very talky game, but there won't be as much constant talking and reading from here on out.
This morning's newspaper. Holmes, have you read this article about you?
No, Watson, not yet, and I won't have time to.
Read it before you leave. It's outrageous.
If you insist.
Alright, and we have gained control of Sherlock Holmes once again, but I think this video has gone on long enough. I'm going to try to keep them around 15 minutes, but I was not about to break up the tutorial level, so we're going on more like 20, but that's not a problem. So, that's enough for this video of Sherlock Holmes, the Testament of Sherlock Holmes. We've solved one case so far, and now we have one really big one ahead of us. I'm super looking forward to doing this, so don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment down below, all that good stuff, and I will see you guys next time.